And okay, so it's Earl's turn, right?
All differences among the sons of God are temporary. Nevertheless, in time, it can be said that the advanced teachers of God have the following characteristics. 1, trust.
Go ahead.
This is the foundation on which their ability to fulfill their function rests. Perception is the result of learning. In fact, perception is learning because cause and effect are never separated. The teachers of God have trust in the world because they have learned it is not governed by the laws of the world made up. It is governed by a power that is in them but not of them. It is this power that keeps all things safe. It is through this power that the teachers of God look on a forgiven world.
I do 2 question marks in the column.
Yes, it's interesting.
After this paragraph.
This is another principle taught in the Bible, because Jesus said, you need to learn to be in the world, but not of it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
the same
I
thing
agree.
as this. You need to understand the power is in you, not of you,
Mhm.
because it's not of this world. You're in another world. And that's what the trust, when you trust that there's this other world, that this world really is an illusion, you have more trust now, because my trust isn't in things working out in this world, or me having power to make things happen in this world. My trust is there is a plan behind all of this, and it is always there, and I can trust in it. So that's what this is saying.
Just like our lesson for today, my sinlessness, my essential reality keeps me from all harm. But it's all, no pain and suffering, because I no longer have to project a world of pain and suffering. Don't you think?
Yes, because we're not seeing now, for the eyes of the world, the meaning of things.
Right.
We're seeing it this other way. Through sinlessness, it looks different. The same events don't look the same way. So it doesn't matter when little disasters happen, because we're going to be able to see it, that it wasn't a disaster, because we're looking through new eyes as you practice this.
Oh.
Now, but this is what you remember. This is what you get to eventually. You don't start out here. You get there through each miracle. So he said this is where the advanced teachers get eventually. We're going to get there. He promises.
I find it's comforting when this morning I was hearing on the news that China's building up this nuclear arsenal and so on, My first reaction was one of fear, but then when I read this, they have trust in the world because they have learned it's not governed by the laws the world made up. Thank God.
Really? If it were, we would be in big, big trouble. And we should be very worried. Don't you think we should be very worried? Luckily, it's not the case. And did you read that, Jen? Oh, it's your turn, though. Huh?
Oh, okay. When this power has once been experienced, it is impossible to trust one's own petty strength again. Who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? And who would place his faith in the shabby offerings of the ego when the gifts of God are laid before him? What is it that induces them to make the shift?
Oh, so this is the steps that we go through to develop this trust he's talking about. Now, wouldn't it feel fantastic to have complete trust at all moments that everything is fine, no matter what's happening? And that's where we're going. And that's when he said, what can you imagine what peace and calm feels like, where you never have a worry? That's where we're going, and that's what trust would do, wouldn't it? If we trusted that things were fine, we would have nothing to disturb us. Right. Our problem is we don't have trust, because we look at the events and go, okay, that didn't happen, and now I'm in trouble, or I get frightened because I'm thinking if it's not the way I think it should be, it's not the way it should be, and things are going to happen to me. But when we get to trust like this, but we have to go through things.
Trust has been the whole learning curve that continually pops up for me all through the text, all through the workbook.
Yeah.
It's been trust. It's been about the only thing I've been screaming out loud to God, is I trust you, a real determination to hang on
And now you know why, because trust,
Yeah.
this is the foundation.
Yeah.
Trust is the foundation on which our ability to function as teachers of God and fulfill our function rests. We have to develop this sense of trust.